Guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site. Links are in the description down below. And I have to apologise straight away for any construction noise you hear in the background or any background noise that's coming from my neighbours at the moment. It's been happening for months now, and I'm afraid the walls are quite thin here, so you might hear a lot of it and there's not much I can really do about it. Anyways, you're not here for that, you're here for a brand new song review, and this time it's of Hippo Campus's latest track, Monsoon. Now this isn't the first time I reviewed one of these guys' track. On the original site we posted a track review of Boyish. I was just looking along the side there to see whether it came up, and it was definitely Boyish, and I quite enjoyed it. I think I gave it about a 6.5 out of 10. I think it showed that they have a lot of potential, but they weren't quite there yet, and I was kind of excited to hear what they do next. I mean, I even said that they definitely have pulled me in as a casual consumer and got me wanting to hear more. So now they've released a new track. Should we see what I thought of it? And I think this track is very good, actually. I really enjoyed it. It had me hooked in. I thought it was different to what's been released the last 2 or 3 days or so, and I think it's the right time for a track like this to come out for me to review personally, because I just, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I think these guys have a lot of potential, and it's quite nice to hear like some really throaty indie come through rather than this indie pop / indie funk thing which has been happening recently. This reminds me a lot of, say, like Bombay Bicycle Club or maybe Tokyo Police Club, or you know, those type of sort of funky bands, and I really enjoyed this track. Starting with the production, I think the production is very nice. I think the sort of equalised piano, which sounded a bit like some Rhodes piano, sounded really nice. It reminded me a lot of sort of like 70s type stuff, almost clav type stuff. It had a big electronic vibe in it for it, which I kind of enjoyed, especially being an ambient producer myself. This sort of ambient style of mixing really had me hooked, to be honest. I think the vocals sounded pretty untampered and pretty organic, quite emotional, actually, quite stirring. He kept a lot of the natural tone and emotion from the singer's voice in this track, which was quite nice to hear. And then when the instrumentation did come in, when the guitars came in and the drums, it did pick up the track a lot. The guitar had a really clean, sweet guitar tone. That's an ambulance going in the background. So the clean guitar tone sounded great. The drums sounded quite thick and heavy. I enjoyed that. And the lower end of the piano, or whatever was doing the bass, also sounded quite wholesome as well. So I enjoyed that as well. So not really any flaws, to be honest. Musicality, there's some good and there's some bad. I did enjoy the progression. It was good fun. I did enjoy the vocal melodies. It was catchy, and I did enjoy the big atmosphere, the big ambient atmosphere, like I've already mentioned. I did enjoy that. But things did get a little bit static. I think the bridge didn't change quite enough for me to class it as a proper bridge. I mean, it was more just of like an instrumental carry-on towards the end. But it wasn't too bad, to be honest. Usually I'm much more aggressive about when people leave out a bridge, but I think it was kind of suiting that they did keep the progression here, just so that they didn't cheapen the track at all. But other than that, everything sounded quite nice. I keep using the word nice, but there's nothing more I can really say about it. The guitar, when it did come in, the melody, it used this little sort of hammer-on, hammer-off sort of stuff, pull-off rather. That sounded really great. I really enjoyed it. It was sort of catchy, to be honest. That's the thing I take most from the track, is that little guitar melody. It was really catchy. And I think everything just worked in unison well. Everything sounded harmonic. Nothing cut across each other, though. I quite like homophonic melodies cutting across each other. They didn't use that. Instead, they went for, you know, out-and-out harmony, and I think that sounded great. And there's not many flaws I can really take from this. If you're a casual consumer, you can really enjoy this one. If you're a fan of, you know, proper indie music, something which is a bit sort of left key, really, out of the door sort of stuff. So I'm excited to see where this group goes next. It did get a little bit dull, this track. It does, you know, continue dragging on with the same progression, but it was kind of necessary in a way. So I'm feeling about a 7 out of 10 for this one. Sure, it's not going to completely knock you off your chair or anything like that, but for like an album track, which I think this is, you're going to have a lot of fun listening to it. It's going to break up the album really well, especially if you compare this track to, say, like Boyish, which is a little more, I don't know, like it says in the title, a bit more childish, a bit more playful. This track's a bit more solemn, and it was nice to hear the lyricism in this track is fantastic. Before I go, I have to say the lyricism is definitely worth looking at the lyric video, which I think has just been labelled official audio, and deciphering. It sounds really great. It's poetic. It's different to what's on the market, and again, I enjoyed it. So I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 for this one. Like, if you like this review, leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.